Hey everyone, and welcome. Let's get right into a question that honestly probably keeps a lot of us up at night. Why is it so hard to get ahead financially? Why do so many of us feel like we're just stuck on a treadmill year after year? We've all been there. We tell ourselves, if I just got that one promotion, or if I just earned a little bit more, all my money problems would just vanish. We blame our salary, we blame the economy, we blame bad luck. But what if the real problem isn't any of those things? What if it's something inside our own heads? That's the big idea right there. The real barrier, the thing that's truly holding you back, it's not external, it's internal. Just think about it like this. Your financial mindset is an operating system on a computer. And if that software is full of bugs and viruses, it really doesn't matter how powerful the computer, your salary, is. It's still going to crash. So let's play tech support for our own brains. We're going to dive deep and identify 5 of the most common bugs, these psychological traps that keep people stuck in that cycle of just getting by. And as we go, see if any of these sound a little, familiar. Okay, first up is a really big one called cognitive tunneling. Sounds complicated, but it's simple. When you are constantly stressed about paying next month's bills or the next EMI, your brain literally has no room, no mental bandwidth left to think about the future. You can't plan for 5 years from now when you're just trying to survive the next 5 days. You're trapped in survival mode. And you see this play out in everyday life, right? We'll spend an hour arguing to save 10 rupees on vegetables, but we won't spend that same hour actually planning for our retirement. We'll hoard cash in a savings account where it's literally losing value to inflation, all because that immediate, intense fear of loss feels way more real than the quiet, long-term logic of growth. All right, bug number 2 is status anxiety. And oh man, this is a huge financial black hole. This is all about spending money, not for your own happiness or security, but for what other people will think of you. It's choosing public perception over personal wealth, a trade that is just poison for your finances. And in India, this entire massive wealth-destroying anxiety can be boiled down to this one single powerful phrase. Log kya kahenge? What will people say? I guarantee you that question has destroyed more family wealth than any stock market crash in history. It's like a voluntary tax you pay for other people's approval. And here's where the money goes. It's the family taking out crippling loans for a wedding that lasts a few days. It's the person buying a 50 lakh rupee car on EMI while still paying rent every month. You're spending to signal a success you haven't actually built yet. Your brain gets that quick hit of social approval, but your net worth takes a punch to the gut. Okay, on to the third bug, and this one is subtle. It's this deep-seated desire for safety. We're taught to avoid risk at all costs. But here's the problem. Avoiding risk and managing risk are two totally different things. And ironically, trying to be perfectly safe with your money is often a guaranteed way to lose, slowly. We feel safe with things we can touch, like gold or property. But often, these assets give low returns, and you can't sell them quickly if you need cash. Meanwhile, the stock market, which is literally about owning a piece of the world's best businesses, gets dismissed as sutta bazaar, just gambling. So where does the money go? Into fixed deposits, where after you factor in taxes and inflation, you are actually getting poorer every single year. You feel safe while you're slowly going broke. This leads us right into the fourth trap, which has a fancy name, hyperbolic discounting. All it means is that our brains are wired to want good things right now. We will almost always choose a small pleasure today over a much, much bigger reward way down the road. This little brain glitch is the engine that powers the entire buy now, pay later, and EMI economy. And this is the fundamental difference it creates. It's so important. The 99% are basically trading their future freedom for luxuries today. They're on a hamster wheel. The 1%, they do the exact opposite. They buy assets first, and then they let the income from those assets pay for their luxuries. One path leads to a lifetime of payments, the other leads to a life of freedom. And that brings us to the fifth and final bug. And maybe this is the master bug that controls all the others. It's your locus of control. It boils down to one simple question. Who's in charge of your financial life? Do you believe that you are in the driver's seat? That's an internal locus. Or do you believe it's everyone else? The government, your boss, the market? That's an external locus. So an external locus of control, it sounds like this. The government is awful. The stock market is rigged. All rich people are either lucky or they're crooks. It's a victim story. And think about it. If you truly believe the game is rigged against you, why would you ever even try to learn the rules? You wouldn't. And that becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. You don't try, so you don't succeed.
Phew. Okay, so we've diagnosed the bugs in the system. Now for the good part. Let's look at the upgrade. Let's look at the clean code. How does the 1% think? What is the operating system they're running that gets such wildly different results? Well, let's start with maybe the biggest difference of all, time. For 99% of people, financial planning is about making it to the end of the month. For the 1%, it's about setting up the next generation. That single shift in perspective changes literally every financial decision you will ever make.
And this table just lays out the whole upgraded system. Look at these shifts. Money isn't for spending, it's a tool to make more money. You don't avoid risk, you learn to manage it. But look at that equation at the bottom. That's the one. The 99% save what's left after they spend. The 1% spend what's left after they invest. That one flip, that changes everything. So you're probably thinking, okay, great. How do I actually install this new software? Well, the good news is it's not about becoming a totally different person. It's about running a few simple programs, but running them consistently. Here's your 3-step software update. First things first, we have to completely change the way you think about price. The number on the price tag, that's just a distraction. The real cost of anything you buy is something far, far more precious than money. Let's use a real-world example, a brand new smartphone. Let's say it costs 1 lakh rupees. That's the price. But what is the true cost? The true cost isn't 1 lakh rupees. It's 3 months of your life. 3 months of your finite time on this planet that you had to trade for a phone. When you start pricing things in units of your freedom, your spending habits change almost overnight. It's a total game changer. So, here are your 3 actionable steps. Step 1, automate. Set up automatic investments. Take your own flawed willpower out of the equation. Step 2, always calculate the time cost before any big purchase. And step 3, embrace being boring. Seriously, real wealth building is slow. It's steady. It's about as exciting as watching grass grow. If your investing feels like you're in a casino, you're not investing, you're gambling. And this all leads to the most crucial point of this entire conversation. That software in your brain, it is not permanent. It's not hardware. It can be deleted. It can be rewritten. It can be upgraded. Your financial mindset is not a life sentence. It is a choice. So I'm going to leave you with that one final thought. You are the programmer of your financial life. You can keep running that same old buggy software that leads to stress and frustration, or you can choose today to start installing an upgrade. The choice is yours. Which software are you going to run?